What is going on, friends, and welcome back to the Minecraft Hub channel. Today we are checking out the longest hardcore worlds of all time. Some of these people have been going for thousands and thousands of days, and some have even been going for years and years. So it is really impressive to see all the work and attention that has gone into these worlds. First up today, we are checking out a YouTuber by the name of Tanisha. Tanisha has over 4,000 days in this world, much more than that I believe at this point, and she has such an incredible world. There are so many projects throughout this world, it's really cool to see. We've featured her before and she is super underrated as well. Apart from working on this hardcore world, she's also a part of the Deceit SMP, so I highly recommend you go and check out her channel. There's a lot of super entertaining stuff there, and you'll get to see more progress on this world as well. In this video are also two of my favorite Guardian Temple designs of all time, and one of them is from Tanisha. Tanisha decided to drain the ocean around her monument in the shape of Australia, which is just so unique and so crazy to me to be able to put that amount of detail into that it is one of my favorite monuments out there. Of course, her monument transformation itself is beautiful. The sandstone, all the different red sand, red sandstone, all those colors look great, but this drainage right there of Australia is just so cool to me. She also transformed the end island into a giant snow globe, which I think is just so cool, such a unique idea, and that is why she is one of the best hardcore Minecrafters of all time. Next up we have Looney, who has just passed the 6,000 day mark of his world, and he's actually releasing that 6,000 day video very soon. He put out a trailer for it just a couple days ago. His world is absolutely insane. He of course has his end island statue, a very cool Guardian Temple design, and just so many other projects throughout this world. He's only been working on this world for just over a year, I think now. I'm not too sure of the exact timeline, but this world has come along so far. He's put so much work into it. He's taken a bit of a break recently as he moved and things like that, but he has been streaming and uploading on this world again, and it's so fun watching his streams and everything that he does on this world. Looney is just such a good builder. He puts a lot of attention to detail in all of his builds, and they come together so cool. He also has a lot of great ideas. One of them is this whole Looney adventure that he spelled out in cobblestone, and he's actually building a city on. This is such a cool city and also looks really cool on the actual world map of it. He also has a huge nether hub project. This thing is absolutely massive. The castle is really cool, and he surrounded it with huge lava lakes and biomes as well, which really adds a lot of life to the nether roof here. He also has a mob head museum underneath the Guardian Temple that he transformed. This has well over 1,000 mob heads and also a lot of the other rare things that you find in your Minecraft world. Overall, there are a ton of cool projects throughout this world, and he's definitely one of the Minecrafters to check out if you haven't already. I'm definitely super excited to see his 6,000 day video. It should be coming out very soon. I don't know the exact day, but since he posted the trailer, I'm guessing within this next week. Next up we have Wunba, who I believe is at about 6,200 days in his Minecraft world, and he's got a ton of super cool projects done so far, and he's working on a super big castle right now that should be very cool by the end of it. One of the biggest projects on this world is his Guardian Temple transformation. He did a lot of sea lanterns and things like that to make it look like lightning arcing through the air, and he also has giant chains connecting to different parts of this build, which I just think are so cool. He also has a huge jungle temple transformation, also with giant chains connecting these crystals, and this is actually home to his netherite beacon. He wanted to build something to actually house such an achievement as a netherite beacon, and he thought this would be the best way to do it, and I definitely agree. This thing looks so cool. You can also see the village, or the snow globe village, directly next to this. That was actually his starter village, and still continues to stand as a super cool build in his world. Wunba is also very risky. He fights multiple withers at once just to prove to himself that he can do it and add a big risk factor to his world. Right here he's fighting 4 withers, but I've seen him fight as many as 10 withers on top of the nether roof, which is very sketchy. Definitely some very fun moments from this, but it is always stressful to watch because you know at any moment he could lose his world if something goes super wrong. Next up, making a huge jump in the day counter, we are checking out Linksy. Linksy has well over 11,000 days in his hardcore world and a ton of super cool projects. This was the other ocean monument that I was talking about. This one is one of my favorites because he chose to dig all the way down to bedrock and then also put this thing standing on 2 tridents, which I think is just super cool. He also did a layer of black glass above the bedrock, which I think is a really cool idea as well and adds such a interesting element to the rest of this ocean monument build. Being alive for 11,000 days though, you definitely have time to do a lot of projects throughout your world. Right here is some of his pixel art projects that he was doing early on, making some blazes out of glass. It's also a blaze farm, but there's just so many different projects throughout this world, and I highly recommend you go and check out his world tour videos, if not the rest of his videos as well. My favorite part of this world though is his wither skeleton farm. This thing is absolutely massive. He dug a huge perimeter out in the nether and you can see this thing is huge. He'll do a little fly around in a second, but this thing I believe is 256 by 270 something blocks. That's the perimeter of it, and he dug this all out in the nether to make a wither skeleton farm where he collects enough heads to make beacon after beacon with no shortage in sight. I think he did such a good job designing this entire thing. The giant wither skeleton head, as well as the little end island, the floating ghast, everything about this whole area is just so cool, and it is super efficient as well. Up here is where all the wither skeletons spawn, and you can see that they just keep spawning super fast so that you're going to be able to collect these skulls super quickly. He already has over a double chest of these skeleton heads, so he definitely can make as many beacons as he wants without having to worry about running out anytime soon. There are definitely way too many parts of this world to show in just this little video though. I highly recommend you go and check out his world tour or just any of his videos to see everything that he's doing in his world. He's super entertaining to watch. Definitely go check him out. All the links that we're showing off today are in the description down below. Next up, we are checking out John Bams, and last I know of John Bams was at 11,000 days, but it's been a few months since he hit that number, so I imagine he is well past that now. John Bams has so many different massive projects throughout his world. Right here is his ice farm, and he decided to build a giant iceologer to kind of represent that. He was team iceologer, but unfortunately we did get the squid instead. But this is just one of many huge farms that he has on his world. Down here is actually where he puts totems for people who hang out in his Twitch stream long enough to actually get the channel points for it. It's built underneath a giant totem of undying that he has on his world near one of his old bases. And his streams are also super entertaining to watch. Just recently, I believe in yesterday's stream, he ended up popping 2 totems of undying, which is super rare to see, especially with a hardcore streamer that's been going for this long. So he's definitely got a lot of fun things going. This right here is one of his Enderman farms, the first Enderman farm he built, and he ended up just building a giant green sphere of glass around it. Like Linksy, he also has a huge perimeter around a wither skeleton farm, and he also has some gold farms in here as well. John Bams does not believe in TNT duping, so this whole thing was actually dug out entirely by hand. Digging something like this out by hand would definitely take a ton of hours, so you can definitely see why John Bams has passed 11,000 days. This right here is not even the only nether perimeter that he has on his world, so you can see that he's put in a ton of work to do these huge projects like this just to get some gold and some wither skeleton heads. Back in the overworld, he also has some perimeters here, such as this creeper farm where he pumps out creepers by the dozen per second. This thing is insanely fast. It feeds them all to a killing chamber in the nether so that the spawn rates actually increase in the overworld. Last but not least today, I do not know the exact day number of this world, but it was Philza's 5-year world. Philza survived on this world for 5 in real life years. Of course, I don't know the actual day count of this, but he did do a ton of things throughout this world that are so cool and so iconic. This is really the start of the huge hardcore Minecraft Let's Plays. This thing was insane to watch on Twitch, and he has come so far since then. This was season 2 of Philza's Hardcore Minecraft. He is currently on season 4, and his season 4 world has been going for over 2 years now. It's probably as well able to go on this list of the longest hardcore worlds of all time, but I really wanted to show off his 5-year world as it was so iconic in the history of Minecraft. This hardcore world is why people call him Philza Minecraft and often say that he even invented Minecraft, and it also led to a lot of other of his fun adventures in the Minecraft community. Also, if you don't know what ended this hardcore world, it was actually due to a group of mobs down while he was caving, and a baby zombie with full enchanted armor is actually what dealt the most damage to him to make him die. Really crazy to see, but also a great reminder that you can lose your world at pretty much any time to any mob in the game if you aren't careful. This world though is so cool. It was the start of the Ocean Monument transformations. He actually did 2 of them. One of them, which we saw, had the big ring around, and then this one has the floating sky city above it. This project right here is so cool. I'm a sucker for floating islands, and this one is just so cool to see. He also has a crazy cool end realm and so much more in this world, such as the Chaos Caverns. That is all that we have for you guys today though. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like on it, and if you want to check out any of these hardcore Minecrafters, check the description down below. All the links to their channels will be there, and I highly recommend you go and check out their videos to see their full world tours or even just to watch their streams. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.